University of Alabama wide receiver DeVonta Smith has been voted the Associated Press Player of the Year for college football, and I'm so excited for DeVonta. Couldn't ask for a better person, student, or football player than what you get with the Slim Reaper DeVonta Smith. In today's episode of Tide Talk, we're going to give credit where credit is due and just spend a few minutes talking about the man, the myth, the legend himself, DeVonta Smith. All right, I want to start today's episode of Tide Talk with a question for our viewers. Get in the comment section right now and give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Do you believe DeVonta Smith is one of the most talented wide receivers in college football history? Y for yes, N for no. I'll pin this question down there in the comment section, and I can't wait to see what you all think about that. Now, when DeVonta Smith first came to the University of Alabama out of ELITE, Louisiana, he joined what was, in my opinion, the most talented wide receiver class of all time. Those of you who watch the channel know that we do a whole lot of talk here about Alabama football recruiting, and I definitely followed that class very closely. The class that included DeVonta Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs III, the best wide receiver class in college football history, in my opinion. Smitty came in and for his first couple of years at Alabama, really had to kind of split time with a couple of other first-round NFL draft picks at wide receiver. Henry Ruggs III, playing in the slot a lot, was also a guy that could burn a defense and stretch the field vertically. And then you had Jerry Jeudy, who was just ridiculous with the run after the catch. Jerry Jeudy was a magician when it came to making that first guy miss and then hauling butt up the field. Jerry Jeudy was a master of absolutely that. So splitting time with those couple of guys throughout the first couple or 3 years at Alabama, Smitty showed glimpses of what we all knew that he was when he first came to Alabama. There were games when Smitty became the favorite target for our quarterback for whatever reason in that particular contest, and really was able to showcase his skills and just ball out. Honestly, there were several occasions where he was able to do that, but we really didn't get to see truly how special DeVonta Smith was until this past season. The 2020 college football season, the season that we didn't even know would it happen or not, and it just so happened to be the season where DeVonta Smith was about to put the entire world on notice. Now, little did we know when the coronavirus and all this crazy nonsense first broke out back in March that we would even get to see the Tide roll this year the way that they have, much less see a Heisman Trophy worthy performance from DeVonta Smith. But that's exactly what we have seen from week one of the season all the way until the latest game against the Florida Gators, where Alabama brought home the SEC championship crown. Smitty has just been a guy that has absolutely abused opposing defensive backs. Now, we're going to talk a little bit now about Smitty and this season at Alabama, but before we get into all that, if you're new to the channel or if you've been here before and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button for me right now and help us reach our goal of having 4,000 subscribers here on our Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, and we greatly would appreciate it. Now back to why we're here. Respect to DeVonta Smith. This season at Alabama is one of the most incredible single season performances that I've ever seen from a wide receiver, talking about the way that DeVonta Smith has played week in and week out. And what makes it even more impressive is what we've heard goes on behind the scenes. We've heard multiple different assistants and even Nick Saban himself talk about how DeVonta Smith is a college football coach's absolute dream. He has all the intangibles that you look for: hard work, effort, discipline. You're not going to outwork DeVonta Smith. He's a true student of the game and really has perfected his craft as far as being a wide receiver. And then off the field in the classroom as well, DeVonta Smith is just as good as it gets all the way around. Smitty is just one of those kids that you love to see succeed. You, as a coach or a parent or anybody that's involved with kids at any point in their life, you look at them and you say, if you do all the right things, then you'll be successful. DeVonta Smith is proof of that. He done all the right things, never was a kid to get in trouble. He's a leader and just really a great young man all the way around. Couldn't be any more proud for DeVonta Smith, who has been named the Associated Press Player of the Year in college football for the 2020 season. Now, for the next few minutes here before we let everybody go, we're not going to keep you too long this afternoon. We want to talk about what we expect from DeVonta Smith against Notre Dame and hopefully even beyond that against the winner of Clemson-Ohio State for the national championship game. But before we get into that, I want you to hit the like button right now if you believe DeVonta Smith will win the Heisman Trophy this season. Whether he deserves it or not, there's arguments to be made either way, but I believe he does deserve it. And if you think he's actually going to take it home, hit that thumbs up button for me right now. Before I continue on, I want to take just a couple of seconds here to thank each and every one of you that have shown us love and been supportive of what we're trying to do here on our YouTube channel. TideTalkSports.com is a website where we have provided premium coverage of Alabama athletics and recruiting with no monthly subscription fees. We're talking about information on Alabama athletics and writing that is as good as it gets, point blank period, for free, never a monthly subscription at TideTalkSports.com. Check it out today if you have a few minutes, and we think you'll really want to stick around. We appreciate each one of you. We'll get right on back in to talking about DeVonta Smith. Now, like I said a couple of minutes ago before we close out the video, I expect DeVonta Smith to have a big time game against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Anyway, he is just a guy that if you're a defensive back, and I'm talking to you, the Notre Dame defensive backs, you can't cover DeVonta Smith. You can show up and I'll applaud your effort, but you're not going to cover Smitty. You can forget about it. They don't call him the Slim Reaper for no reason. This guy will absolutely put you to sleep if you're a defensive back. He'll lay you to rest, and that's all I can say about that. DeVonta Smith, I expect to have a 4-touchdown or better game against Notre Dame, and I fully expect DeVonta to win the 2020 Heisman Trophy when it goes down just a few days from now. DeVonta Smith, beyond Notre Dame, a continuation of what he's done all season, is about all you can expect at this point. Like I said a few minutes ago, DeVonta Smith is a guy that defensive backs just can't cover. I applaud your effort. Show up and give it your best shot. But DeVonta Smith is catching the ball if it's anywhere close to him, and he's taking it to the house. You can take that to the bank. I'm Ricky Green for Tide Talk Sports on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, presented by Chat Sports. We hope you've enjoyed our Paying Our Respects to Smitty episode of Tide Talk today. We'll see you next time. Roll Tide.